Okay, so it is Friday the 14th, Valentine V-Day. It's V-Day. I call it V-Day.
It is V-Day.
Everyone, you know me, for different, and it ends up in movies like Why Him and things like that. Okay, so Friday, Valentine's Day, February 2020. Okay, today we're at the Marriott in Woodland Hills. Now this is a significant location. Brittany does not know why yet. The first thing I want to do is I want to hand Brittany some paperwork or some photos, and I want Brittany to kind of scope around the room while looking at the photos. Okay? And I'm gonna pick up the camera and go handheld. Here you go. So just kind of glance through those photos, especially first read the sign. Can you read that on the photo? Let's get a picture of the photo. This is a kind of like a protest stand-up sign. Brittany, what does that say? Can you read that?
Smeared for making art.
Smeared for making art.
I've seen that one before.
Now, what pictures do you see on that sign and in this paperwork?
It's your photography, right?
But look at the pictures.
I remember these ones on the chessboard.
Okay, that's the original picture by a model named Ariana, who contacted me off Facebook maybe 2005, working with a girl named Aubrey Fisher, kind of manipulated to contact me on Facebook to try to get information to use against me.
What's her last name? That's Ariana.
I don't know her last name, but after the photo shoot, she wanted to meet right down across the street here at PF Chang's.
Okay.
Asking me questions, all sorts of interrogatory questions. This is, by the way, the remake, whatever.
Okay.
Now the police might say because there's a samurai in it, I'm a danger to society.
That's ridiculous.
And they have, by the way, not because of this picture, but they have for renting a samurai prop for photo shoots.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so and it went through years of a black guy following me around with a fake samurai from 7-Eleven to other places, trying to make it look like I'm that guy and I'm crazy walking around with a samurai and things like this.
Was that one guy that we saw at was it Jamba or the pizza?
Yeah, it was. It was the guy at Jamba. Yeah, exactly, that guy.
Okay.
So he's obviously paid off by the police. Okay, so now Brittany, get up. You're now at the Marriott. Glance around where you are. What do you see? Come on, take your time, relax. What do you look around the room?
Chessboards everywhere.
Chessboards. Just point them out. Come on, you're okay. There's chessboard. There's chessboards here. A Starbucks right here. Okay, that's interesting. So Brittany has seen some. Brittany, now the first thing I'm going to say is you're a schizophrenic, and you're linking ideas of references of chessboards and coffee shops. You don't know why you're schizo yet, but you're getting delusional thoughts that don't make sense or seem connected that never could be. Correct? Okay, so Brittany, you are a violent paranoid schizo and you need to be removed from society because your thought process might go further. Okay.
Ridiculous.
Now,
it's like, who wouldn't see that, you know?
Brittany, I know you can't answer this question, but do you know why I wanted you to come down here?
No. Not particularly at the Marriott.
Okay, so the reason I asked Brittany to meet me here is because after calling, okay, so the original arrest with Detective Angela Stewart, I called like hundreds and hundreds of lawyers. We won't help you, we're gonna provoke you on the phone, each one saying bye-bye, just like all the new psychologists and psychiatrists and therapists are all saying now.
Right.
With little hinting messages, we're not gonna help you, you're a dead man. Okay, showing that Topanga Division and pretty much NSA, FBI, every division are all interlinked, saying you're a dead man. You're not allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to get help. You're not allowed to tell anyone defend yourself. First Amendment freedom of speech. Hey, I have a friend. This person seems like he's stalking me. You're not allowed to say that. How many conversations have I had? You're not allowed to tell anyone that someone did something to you. You have to go to the police. Well, the police refuse to help me. Okay, so I'm not. I just have to sit here and die. That's their plight. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so Richard Barnwell's plight, lawyer Richard Barnwell, the Cochrane.
The first one?
Yeah, the black guy yelling on me on the phone after paying him to try to help me, right? And then making up lies that I never went to court with him, saying,
He said that?
yeah, Dincy comes over with a warrant arrest and things like that.
He said he never went to court. He never went to court.
He didn't say it. What happened is we went to the court, and he says, wait out here. Me not knowing that I have to go in the courtroom and check in. Then he tells me, with like the DA or something, well, you know, they're going to drop it, but it could be reopened within 3 years. And then Dincy, a month later, comes by, there's a warrant for your arrest, why did you go to court? And he's all recorded on that whole thing, where he goes, yeah, I saw your website, pretending that the website is by a violent paranoid schizo. Okay, so without getting sidetracked, knowing that every lawyer is told to put me in the ground for reasons that are uncomprehendable, other than government flagging and kill or extermination operations starting at 5 years old. And I'm not allowed to know why. I'm asked why there's a worldwide campaign to kill me by each person playing stupid. Okay, so back to the point. Seymour Amster, the attorney I finally went with. No choice. Okay? Came down to the week before the court hearing, been on the phone with other lawyers. We won't help you. We're going to have you come down to our office to provoke you and do these things to try to get reactions. You name it, person after person. Lawyer after lawyer. All things that would get you disbarred. Had one meeting with Seymour saying that he would have to put me on the stand to win, lying. You saw him lie in front of you that I wanted to be on the stand. Yeah. Okay? Met with him once. Then it came time for payment. Payment. Kevin, you must pay. You must pay. You must pay. Okay, so Brittany. Why did Seymour want me to pay him here at this location?
Really?
He didn't want me to pay him in his office.
That's
He
weird.
wanted me to pay him here.
That's weird.
Now you've seen Seymour intentionally lose, lie, screw me over, refuse to help me file restraining orders while being attacked.
Right.
Tell me to get video and give it to the cop so that he can help me, and then I try to give it to the cop and he says, I'm not going to help you.
Right.
When he could go to the judge saying they refused to help him and things like that.
Yeah, he said he could win the...
Okay, so do you think Seymour might want me to pay for something? Well, what do you think he might want me to pay for?
Whatever it is they're claiming that he did. I don't know.
You're not making the connection here?
No. What, the photography? The photos that you did?
The chessboard?
Yeah.
Well, there's a little history behind the chessboard picture because after I did the photo shoot with Ariana on the chessboard.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Perlman is a racist and a white supremacist and hates black people. Kevin plays games with people's lives.
That's terrible.
Kevin needs to be removed from society because he hates black people. Because I was nice enough to do a photo shoot with Ariana and several other African American girls, as well as Latin girls, as well as white girls, as well as Italian girls, whatever.
Right.
But each and every photo is a crime, and I'm ruining each person's life.
Wasn't it something about you want to play games or control people or something like that?
I'm controlling Tom Farley. Kevin, you can't control people when he's following around from place to place trying to control me.
Right.
With my family, paid off since 8 years old, after kissing a black girl at 8 years old. It wasn't just that one event, it's all the things. He's also mad about Christy Reynolds and me thinking she's cute and being too shy to ask her out.
Which is ridiculous.
And that's in 8th grade. This is 8th grade. That's when Tom Farley was told to meet Tracy Picos, and my mother running around saying I'm giving Christy Reynolds death stares and I'm a violent, enraged murderer and things like this. Okay, it's all ridiculous. It's insane. Okay, so where did those pictures go? Okay, so I almost forgot. We are just going to put a little slideshow. Okay, so we'll just put this up here. Hopefully, camera. See it. Okay, now Brittany, do you remember what the judge was wearing when we went to court?
No.
You don't?
I want to say it was purple, but I'm totally wrong. What was it?
The judge was wearing pink. Judge Nitu Bottom was wearing a black shirt with a pink scarf.
Was it a pink scarf?
Yes.
And
the clerk or court reporter to her right, left, to her left, no offense, was wearing black pants and a gray shirt.
I remember that gray. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you're not going to say there's anything to that, and there generally isn't. Until right before they remand me, two people come in the room, sit by my right, one pink and black, and one gray and black. Okay?
The guy was in gray. I remember the girl.
Sure, and there were several other things. The guy walked in, as he walked by me, and in front of the bailiff said like, yes, 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 no, no, trying to sort of provoke me or make it look like I'm having him do something to the bailiff. And then when I looked at my phone, or while the judge and prosecutor, my lawyers, or the two lawyers, my lawyer and Karine Phillips go in the back room, I'm waiting patiently, but it's cold, and I go like this.
It was cold.
And the bailiff picks up the phone as if I sort of threatened him and starts texting or wants to make me think. Wants to sort of make me look like a schizo or too sensitive. And then instantly they come out and, okay, well, whatever, and you're going to jail, and we're making you redo the therapy. Okay, so they were always like we've always done. This was always going to happen. But it's the emotional blackmail or the brainwashing that it's your fault or it's my fault.
Right, when you've done nothing.
Correct. And this goes not just through them, but person to person on all these strategic coordinated operations, all with a mass conspiracy worldwide. Right?
Right.
To control.
With the therapy thing that they discredited all that, are they going to accept the ones from...
I don't know yet. I have to get one. And
Christina? Is that the...
No, I'm not seeing her. I just...
No, the times you did see her, they're going to count that towards like your 52
No,
weeks?
they're not, no. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I send them to my lawyer and I say, well, this is for public record. I don't think it can be used in court, but this is for public record.
I hope they could count that towards it. I mean, like, I can say I thought that's why you were getting them.
No, I'm getting them for proof to the world that they're full of shit. Okay? It's... Remember our conversation, which has been on other videos, is that... Their argument changes to stack the deck against me each time. Okay? It's Brittany's not legit. But at the same time, it's also you only went to 11 months instead of 12. Then it's, I see that you contacted all these people, but that's really just spamming people, and I don't think it's real.
And there's 1 week you didn't.
Yeah, and there's intricate messages, interactions, but we don't have the time to look at them.
Right.
Bullshit. Okay?
And then it's not.
So the point is, if I have every lawyer, not just a lawyer, stacking the deck to lock me away, and every time I'm doing the right thing and showing that
you're doing the right thing,
everything, that I've committed no crime, that I've proven I've committed no crime, that I'm the victim. I have a mother calling on the phone going, don't be the victim, just die. You know, it's like
what the
yeah, it's like wait, well, what do you want me to be? Superman and start like shooting beams out of my eyes at people? Okay, so Tomorrow I'm gonna lift a chunk of a continent out of the water and throw it into space. Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Let's get back to reality here. Okay. The point, this long drawn out point, is that Kevin, we're putting you on a chessboard. Checkmate. We're gonna incarcerate you for life. For the crime of finding out at 29 that we're going to incarcerate you for life. Right? You know, Mike Huntley's death threat. So we're using the system against you. I've given her enough rope to hang yourself with. Yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Okay. So the significance of Seymour Amster taking me here to pay him to hire him is a death threat, or we're going to lock you away and rid you of the world. No matter what you do, and he's a defense attorney. What was the audio recorded statement on my website by David Kestenbaum? Seymour likes to put people in jail, one of the few to come forward.
Is he a lawyer too?
He's a lawyer in Van Nuys on Sylvan Street, right in front of the courthouse. These are all direct related events, but remember in 2013 I was arrested. Why? Not 17. Which they're trying to wipe the record of.
Was that for what?
It's coming up. It's coming up. Why was I arrested? For sitting out with a sign from my oppressors at a restaurant, in front of a restaurant, smeared for creating art because they were involved. My Brother's Barbecue, because they're involved with these illegal police and NSA kill operations. And they said they arrested me for sitting on the sidewalk, now trying to say I'm a schizo that thinks I'm homeless, and then started making up falsified charges that I battered someone by throwing a business card at them, which is impossible to do, even if I did. Charging me huge amount of money. And by the way, Jonathan Franklin, that lawyer, who told me, quote unquote, I'm not going to get a cop fired, a defense attorney, buddy with the police. Do you understand? What's his role in society? What is Jonathan Franklin and all these defense attorneys' role in society? Hunt down and kill good people, lock them in cages, and steal all their money? I'm not going to get a cop fired. Now he refuses. Even I was on the phone with him last week and the week before. He refuses to go help me get the paperwork. Jonathan Franklin refuses to help me get the paperwork, the investigative paperwork and all that, which they closed the case. They just tried to destroy all the files.
Right. It's been like a real struggle.
Which he himself says is rare.
Right.
Won't help me get the paperwork. Going, well, that was then, or this is not what I do. Bullshit. And I said, all you have to do is go down to the courthouse. You're there anyways.
Right.
He won't do it. He gives me a number for a PI with no message. Doesn't return calls. He gives me a number for a Goldstein playing all these mind games and wants all this money. You go down and get a stupid piece of paper or whatever. And I said, well, you know, you get the paperwork first, and I'll pay you. No. Because they want to steal all my money.
Right. They're screwing you any way possible.
Yeah. Every person's working on me every way possible to just rid me of the world.
Is it public record?
It is public record.
Okay.
And there's investigative reports that are public record.
So
all
why is
those pieces of paper, those reports saying, we talked to the witness and Kevin tried to kill them with a piece of paper even though it didn't happen. Just like you said, we ran up the Starbucks.
Buying a banana and apparently not.
Yeah, right? Okay, well, the fact that I was arrested for sitting on the sidewalk
That's insane.
and they're throwing in something like 5 charges just like that and then stealing $8,000 and intentionally losing cases or refusing.
I didn't realize that was connected to this.
All these events are connected.
But I didn't realize
This artwork connects to 1997 University of Colorado Jim Johnson's electronic media class and me doing a composite. Remember the picture of Mike Tyson fighting gay character Katana?
Yeah.
Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo who's a woman beater and thinks he's Mike Tyson. They're all related and connected. And when Ariana was asking me interrogatory questions, she was asking me questions about that Mike Tyson artwork.
She was?
That. And Asian girls hinting about P.F. Chang because Katana is Asian. and Mike Tyson is black, trying to see if I think I'm Mike Tyson. Now this is some random stranger girl who knows, does the little hostess things at clubs, and this is not an undercover FBI agent. She's part of a worldwide conspiracy to say Kevin's crazy, Kevin suffers mental illness as cover-up labels, to fucking eradicate my existence since 5 years old. Right? Now this will link into something else, going back, and this will link into something else, going back. And it all links to my mother asking me to draw a tree with her art therapy bullshit and her delusional thoughts and no grasp on reality and not getting the tree she wants at like 10 years old and thinking I'm a violent paranoid schizo because she didn't get the tree she wanted. It doesn't matter what the tree is. She's psychoanalyzing her 8-year-old son, who is unethical, and she shouldn't be asking me to draw a tree in the first place while she's working at Cedar Sinai. And she's bringing home artwork from her patients, and some of these are like chopping off people's heads and putting them on logs and shit. Or one was a clay head, and he drew the log in ocean or something and put... For all I know, she's telling my father that I did it. I don't know, right? Okay, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Because none of this makes any sense. Because I'm not allowed to know what's going on. The cover-up label is I'm imagining it all, and I suffer from mental illness. Which is bullshit. I had my own company with Mike Huntley at 29. You're a dead man with the government. I'm giving you enough rope to hang yourself. Have a good life now. With like that tone, right?
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, no, okay. You have done all these things. You started your own company, you graduated school, like you've worked all these places. Clearly you can function, okay?
Yeah.
Like you're
so
smart.
what would a reason for saying
that you're
that I not only did I suffer mental illness, I'm crazy, but that I'm a violent paranoid schizo?
It's a lie.
Where does it even come from?
Exactly. I don't know.
Then we got Tom Farley saying I'm a woman beater or hinting it. Tom Farley saying I can't control people. Tom Farley interwound with endless women paid off to try to frame me or set me up. Tom Farley going to UOP Stockton, the college, to try to send me schizo messages.
It's so fucked up. Like, you're a good person. You've never hurt anybody.
No, I've been a really fucking good person. I'm not going to say I'm a perfect person.
No, nobody is.
But I'm going to say that I've
You don't hurt people for fun.
no, I've spent my life helping people and strangers. And my business motto, because I know there's this controversy about Erotic Ranch or other things, how I'm here to do everything for free for people. No,
Right.
I'm here to make shitloads of fucking money with huge projects and help people make shitloads of money that don't have the means to make shitloads of money.
Right.
But once again, they're collecting, twisting, and contorting and giving out to the world. Hence the capitalism statement when I was talking about the Barclays coffee guy, right? Okay, once again, well, how does Barclays coffee guy know me and have this information?
Right.
Am I imagining it or am I not imagining it?
Right.
It can't be both ways. So the cover-up label is I'm a schizophrenic, and when people try to guilt me with innuendos, it's not happening. I'm too sensitive and I'm imagining it. And it's almost every person on the planet, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, no, there's no way that dude from Barclays would know anything about anything. You wouldn't know.
Correct. And that's the argument is people either know me or they don't know me.
Right.
And if they know me and they're angry, then someone's illegally defaming my name. And one of these people's names is Michael Huntley, Paul Humphrey, Tom Farley. Those are all just do the big three.
And, I thought that was Dempsey's thing.
That is in here. Let's see.
This coffee, where'd you get it from?
What do you mean?
Do they have food?
Yeah, there's restaurant and bar.
Oh, did they even
Yeah, we can order
I didn't know if they
something.
came over. I just.
No, they did before, but.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna periodically check the camera and make sure it's recording because my little monitor thing cable broke. Okay, so this is important. Now Brittany always says to me, Kevin, why haven't you showed me this? Well, remember the information I give Brittany, this is like 0.0000001% of what I have screen captured, hard drives, video, photos. By the way, a lot of what they're mad about is the colors the judge was wearing, they had thousands of people per day at this park here come out in pink and black and other tactics, and so they're mad at me taking photos and video of hundreds of thousands of people per day following me with black pants and pink shirts.
They're exposed. Oh yeah.
Okay, to try to guilt me, torture me, and guilt me into coerced false confessions that I did something to her or I hate black people. By the way, when she got abusive and I blocked her on MySpace, that's when she really went aggro to go ballistic on me.
What did she start doing on MySpace?
I don't exactly remember, but she showed some signs, I blocked her, she showed some anger, and then that's when the people start following you around, strangers worldwide. But how does she have the resources? And this goes from person to person my entire life. Aubrey Fisher, I tapped my foot by her. So tapping your foot by a girl is a capital punishment crime, and for 6 years worldwide groups saw me and tapped on counters and tapped their foot. Every place, every airport, place, location, state, I was in. Didn't matter. Because I tapped my foot by a girl, well, she was linked to Aubrey Fisher because Aubrey Fisher got mad that I started to get into photography. She got into photography, the same Brian Weaver angle at 16, and I started building cars. And then she starts telling the world that I'm competing with her, trying to get rid of her, trying to knock her out of the photography industry. All for her calling me up on the phone, saying, Kevin, will you help me with this and that?
Right, that doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't make sense unless she's paid off. And she was introduced to me by Rhodey Morales, working with and paid off by my father in LAPD, to hunt me down and have me fucking killed and eradicated.
Right.
Which I have newspaper clippings from Daily News showing that Rhodey Morales was working with the LAPD to catch someone who killed someone. Isn't one of the accusations that I killed someone?
Right.
Yet who? That's my next door neighbor. That's Latin guy, and he's been involved working with multiple Latin guys in my complex, stalking me. Just so you know.
I was wondering why he was like standing here staring for a minute.
Because they always sort of threaten me, like you don't talk type of suggestive messages.
Yeah.
So just note that.
That's crazy. He's your neighbor.
Yeah. That's kind of a surprise. Unfortunately, we don't have a front camera here, but
that's weird.
Yeah. He lives to my right. I'm in 18, he's in like 20, I guess.
Okay.
And they're working all these angles. Example, like he might come out and hose off, like if I sit in the porch, he might hose off his deck, and then someone in the metro in front of me will come out and hose off at the same time and things like that, yeah. He'll whistle, he'll do the whistling thing, like I'm a whistleblower. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to focus too much on him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, isn't it weird that we have this guy here, we had the black guy at Jamba, and before arriving at Jamba, him and people were sort of threatening me or trying to set me up about someone could steal my phone, and the black guy tried to get my old phone and things like this.
That's so weird.
Right? So what do you think? I mean, do you think that's a coincidence?
No, how could it be? And then the fact that he's like staring, I mean, maybe, okay, could it be a coincidence? Yeah, sure.
It could be, but I don't think so.
No.
I think probably what happened is he hears that Kevin's talking. Questions are asked. Hold on, let me just. Questions are asked, like a guy before you arrive that works here. So what are you videoing? Or what are you filming? Well, I go, I'm not filming. I'm videoing, and I'm waiting for someone to do an interview with. Well, gee, I'm 10 times more known than Donald Trump. What do you think I'm going to be talking about?
Right.
There's a worldwide campaign to execute me for some reason since 5 years old. And each person I meet says, you don't talk or we kill you.
Right.
Worldwide. What do you think if someone says, what are you doing? I'm interviewing someone, what do you think is going to happen? People are going to come down, we don't want you talking. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately this guy isn't on video, but I think by now it's obvious what's going on.
I mean, it was weird because you like stood right there for a few minutes and like,
Yeah.
Who is this dude? And then you told me that like the next
Yeah. Well, theoretically he could be like, oh, hi, you're my neighbor, blah, blah, blah,
But he didn't do that.
But there's a whole history of these two-faced thuggy murder tactics, right? So, okay, so anyways, let's get back to the point. What we were talking about Mike Huntley.
Yeah.
And Paul Humphrey, Mike Huntley, Tom Farley, all the people contacted and paid off to have me killed since a young child. Do I have proof of payment? No, but let's be realistic here. They're getting something out of it. And by the way, I had lots of conversations with strangers in jail about forgetting about Mike Huntley.
Right.
Why? What is it about, out of all the names of people involved, what is it about Mike Huntley that they have to hide? I mean, everyone's doing the same thing, but why is Mike Huntley...
Why do you think?
Okay, well, first of all, like Paul Humphrey and Tom Farley even longer, 25, 30 years, Mike Huntley latches on me for 15 years, sent after me to have me killed at 14. Michael Patrick Huntley, Irish guy, Dan in jail, a plumber, pretending that he's friends with Mike Huntley, except for this Dan guy is 25, and Mike Huntley's like 52 or something now.
Oh, really?
I mean, give me a fucking break, right? And his story changes. You know, why can't you just forget about Mike Huntley and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's so...
And he's fishing for information, constantly running the phone. And he's running home trying to see if I know someone that's killed someone, and all sorts of weird things. And I tell him, yeah, I know people that kill people. Woodman and Menendez, and this and that. And he runs to the phone like he has dirt on me. And then he comes back and I tell him, well, you know, I was like 10 years old, and they've been in jail for life since then.
Right.
So he actually looked like an ass puppet, and some of the other people are laughing their ass off at him.
Right. That's great.
Right? Because it's like, they're trying to... What behavior is he exerting? He's trying to dig for anything.
Yeah.
And he's doing half-truths.
Yeah.
So, do you know someone that killed someone? And in his mind, he's thinking, if I say, yeah, I know someone that killed someone, oh, Kevin's an accessory to murder.
Right.
Well, no.
Reality.
I just know someone in my neighborhood that went to jail for killing someone. It's in all the newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you heard of the Menendez story or whatever.
They were in your
There's also
neighborhood?
Rob Rosencrantz. Yeah, he's down the street. My dog even jumped on my car. He came up in a rage for something. I can't remember. He's angry about something, driving up in his red Ferrari, and Pippin, my dog, jumps on his car. And we're like, don't mess with the guy, you know? It's like, before he was arrested.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But that see how they're taking half truths?
Yeah.
I mean, you could
They're
take a sentence and you could turn it into anything you wanted.
Totally.
And that's what's been done to me my whole life. Just because I know someone that killed someone doesn't mean I know I'm friends with him.
No.
And sure, I read it in the paper and he lived down the street.
That's crazy.
Right?
I didn't realize they would. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a whole TV show. I can
The
give it to you.
Brothers
It's
or
not
whatever?
the Woodmans. There's a TV movie about the Woodmans. At one point, Tom Farley said I was in the Woodman show. Something about playing poker with Ian, and I've never seen this clip, or I think Tom was sort of fucking with me or trying to make me paranoid.
Yeah.
The first time I watched the TV show was about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
To try to figure out what he's referring to. I didn't see anything about me.
Okay.
They said they mentioned my name in it, whatever. Okay.
Was it like a reality show or something? The Woodman?
No, a biography, like you know, like this is a movie
Oh.
about the Woodmans and what happened.
Oh, I thought you meant, okay. I
A
understand.
reality
I
show.
thought you meant like he was there or something with them at some point, like playing poker.
No, well, no. Ian Woodman at one point came over to my house. I wasn't really good friends with Ian Woodman. He came over to my house and we had like a poker night.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's it.
I understand.
Like everything else, somehow that equals I'm a murderer. Like,
That's ridiculous.
right? It doesn't make sense.
No.
So Tom Farley says I was in the show, in the movie, or they mentioned my name in the movie, or something like that. I didn't see anything. I don't know. I think he's trying to flip me out. Like maybe he's trying to flip me out with Kevin plays games with people's lives tactic. Who knows? I can't tell
The
you.
Woodmans, there was a murder there too. I didn't.
The Woodman.
What
That's what I'm
happened?
talking about, Mr. The Woodman.
What
The guy that
about
drove up in the
Menendez?
Ferrari.
Oh, I thought you meant the Menendez.
There's both. There's Menendez.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Calabasas High. I went to Calabasas High.
Mm-hmm.
They were a year or two above. They're actually in Mike Huntley's grade now that I think about
Really?
it. Something close. They graduated from Calabasas High before this happened. I think with like Beverly Hills or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the story, right? They killed their family with shotguns or something. I think for the money or something.
I don't know.
The Woodmans was a little different, a little more weird cheeseball. The two brothers got together,
Mm-hmm.
I think with gambling debt, and they killed the parents for the insurance policy.
Oh shit.
Okay, and they hired a guy dressed like a ninja. Why? I don't know. To kill them. Maybe they wanted to make some crazy ninja guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you can probably link this to why they're coming after me for renting samurais for photo shoots, which have no relevance to anything.
Not at all.
but they're trying to apply this and that to my life to make me look crazy, to lock me away, which doesn't make any sense.
No, zero.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they're coming after me every way, shape, form, angle to exterminate me.
Try to twist
yeah.
or try.
And it's all based on riling up the masses worldwide in secret on chaos. Okay, so back to Mike Huntley. What does Mike Huntley have to hide? Okay, well there's a set of Google blogs directly linked to the metro complex which surrounds my area, which you witness on a small scale, the gang stalking, organized stalking operations with car patterns and all that, and the verbal harassments and
Oh yeah, that was awful.
which she hasn't seen anything. I mean, it's usually insane. She just sort of saw a little
And
tiny
I saw
little
that guy,
taste.
Yeah, a little bit of the video, the guy like stuffing stuff in your car and like just that
Yeah,
stuff too.
well, the direct and the non-direct. But the non-direct is where they try to make you look crazy so they can justify the direct.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, that
Well, I don't
makes
have the entire blog of. I have it all screen captured on my website at home. And there's just lie after lie. There's one girl that starts at Yuki. Don't talk to Kevin Perlman. He's a violent paranoid schizo, this and that, blah, blah. And I'm like, who is this person?
Right.
And where are they coming from? And I don't know them, but they're blasting out to the world that I'm a crazy man and violent, this and that. Okay, well, don't you think that qualifies as defamation?
Absolutely.
Okay, if I go get a job to some random person saying that guy's a violent paranoid schizo and put him in jail or whatever,
Screws you. Yeah.
that's defamation, libel, slander, and destroys people's lives.
Absolutely.
But they say it doesn't exist, even though I have the screenshots on the front of my website.
Right.
Or not in the front, in the defamation section. Okay, so this is one of the postings. Now this is around, I'm guessing around 2008 to 2010, right after the website goes online.
Okay.
Hi all, I spoke with a psychiatrist with 25 plus years experience dealing with paranoid schizophrenics. He reviewed Perlman's blog as well as his Twitter account. His professional opinion is Perlman is close to becoming violent.
Are you kidding me?
To quote, he is a loaded cannon, cocked and ready to blow.
Wow.
I advised to take precautions. Remember, I haven't seen Mike. Okay, this is in, let's say, 2010.
Yeah.
But my last communication with Mike Huntley was at 29 in 2001 or 2002.
That's
Okay? This
Why-
is 10 years later.
Why is he?
Mike is not around my life, but I have a voice because I'm figuring things out.
Yeah.
I was advised to take precautions. Do not park on the street. Stay in well-lit areas. Travel with companions if possible. Immediately leave an area he is in because he will, capitalized will, confront you.
Oh
I will
my
confront
God.
you. Why? How will I confront you? Will I ask
You
you,
would
tell you
never-
you're cute, or you want to go out to dinner? I
You
mean, how
wouldn't.
will I confront you? Okay, and why?
wouldn't
Who
do
is
that.
you? Who is you? I thought he said he's in danger.
Right.
If he's in danger, why will I confront
Anyone else?
these people, and why would these people care?
This
Okay.
is it.
He also had a question. Does Perlman have tinsel or other shiny metal around his window doors? Who is this guy? Who is this
What a weirdo.
this quack?
That's the
Frankly, I don't want to go anywhere near his place. Nobody said he had to.
No.
And he doesn't live by me. So why would he be by my place?
He wouldn't.
I printed out his image and am handing it out this afternoon to all the local stores at Topanga Dumats with Officer Dinsey
Oh, shut up. Really?
M.
Wow. What an
Okay, now we have on the same blog down below. Be cautious of this man. Yuki, last I heard, Officer Dinsey was trying to get evidence of him littering. Michael Huntley, troll. Wait a minute. I'm a violent paranoid schizo. So am I a violent paranoid schizo or am I a troll?
What does troll mean?
The troll is like, I'm trying to provoke you to get a reaction.
That's
Aubrey
garbage.
Fisher, Kevin tapped his foot by me. He's provoking me to get a reaction. We have to hunt down and kill Kevin. I think they probably developed the term troll around me, hinting about cave dwellers from Lord of the Rings or something.
This?
Let's see, what is my note really quick?
Disgusting.
This is my ex, 6-year business partner and so-called 25-year friend
Wow.
working with my brother since I was 14. Do you remember my brother's motive? Me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution because I stopped him from bashing Gregoire's skull in with a crowbar.
Right.
With threats from my own brother that he and his friends were going to put mental institution and stop bashing my Gregoire's crowbar because Jen Yang, my brother's girlfriend, cheated on him with Greg, now labeling me a troll after reeling me in to start a company with him for 6 years, wanting me to come back from Colorado to start a company with Mike Huntley, who states I'm the horrible monster and needs to die. Now remember, the end of 6 years, at 29, this is 10 years later,
Why is he
have a
still-
good life now, I've given you enough rope to hang yourself. Well, that doesn't sound like the behavior of a concerned
Not at all.
individual.
No. What an
Okay, so here's the paperwork.
This is like absolutely.
Oh, I have shitloads more. I just don't
I
have the
cannot
time being hunted and
believe-
killed by worldwide.
I can't believe he actually said this. This is terrible, and this is such a lie. Such a lie. And that a psychiatrist would
It's
say
not
that too.
just a lie.
It's-
It's someone involved in.
Yeah.
Look,
And no, this is awful.
Mike Huntley was paid off to have me killed. This is a professional hit. I'm
This-
gonna say it how it fucking is.
No, he wants to. Yeah.
Okay, Brittany,
This is
have you ever
insane.
heard of someone going to a therapist for someone else?
No.
And would
You
you?
can't do
Would you? No, you can't do that. Why? You explain to them. I haven't even said anything
It's
yet.
unethical. It
Not
breaks
only- I mean,
confidentiality.
beyond unethical.
Yeah, you can't go to somebody else.
But do you have a understanding of what could happen in that room?
What
I'm
do
sure
you
you
mean?
do.
Exactly.
Well, think about the situation. Here's a
Oh.
guy, and he's saying, I know someone. I
Who's
want
it?
a psychological eval about this person.
No, there's
And
no
he
way.
goes into a room, and what happens?
Well, I would. Honestly, I can't believe a psychiatrist would review anything in the first place because that's like not something.
Correct. It's
supposed
pretty
to
much
do.
like.
That's ridiculous. Based on
Well,
what?
he might want to hear Mike's story, but he
Like,
can't
doesn't
throw a
know that
label.
He would want to meet you. He
Correct.
couldn't do
Great,
that.
you're getting there where I was going to go. Well,
Yeah.
why do you think that the psychiatrist would want to talk to me and not Mike Huntley?
Because it's about you. I want to get to know you personally to understand
And why?
you.
Come on, get to the why.
To figure you out, to see if you're like.
But before that, don't think of me, think of Mike Huntley. Why?
What do you want to talk to you first?
Because people lie.
Oh yeah,
Because it's called hearsay.
totally.
Because Mike
That's
Huntley
what
is a
I-
liar. Mike Huntley claims I tried to choke him when I didn't.
No, yeah. it's
Mike
like-
Huntley can walk in front of a therapist and go, Kevin raped me, Kevin tried to choke me, Kevin killed 50 women, so
That's
I'm going to send
bullshit.
Rody Morales after Kevin with the police to have Kevin eradicated.
They
But
would have
where's
to
the facts and evidence? Mike can say whatever he wants to say.
There's none. There's no.
Do you understand?
evidence. Yeah, I do. That's
This
what
is
I was-
pretty much a
yeah.
fucking crime.
That's a.
Okay, these are defaming statements. Now he might say, well, Kevin started on me because he put up a website.
And
But you know what the difference is? I'm not going after Mike Huntley.
why? Is
I'm
he
not
get-
telling people to go after Mike Huntley.
He's like obsessed with you.
He is obsessed.
10
But
years
he's not
later.
just obsessed.
If he's
He
so
has
confident.
something to hide.
Right.
Or he never would have worded things the way he did.
No.
Okay?
And this.
He
is-
saw that information went up about him that's truthful.
Oh, he was pissed. So he's retaliating or what?
Well, he's not retaliating. He's trying to cover up his fucking mess.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
He's trying. Remember that Mike Huntley made a statement to me indirectly. I said, Mike, what the fuck's going on? And he quoted a line from Crocodile Dundee, something like, "When someone has a problem, we tell Wally, and Wally tells the town, no more problem."
What?
Do you understand that statement?
Yeah.
Another
Well,
statement
yeah.
Mike Huntley said about me is it's your behavior. Okay, so Mike Huntley's creating his little fictional delusional lies. Actually, they're not fictional delusional. They're well calculated with intent to kill.
Right.
He's telling the world. It's not just going to the town. It's going to the world. I turned 29. There's a worldwide. I know it's a worldwide campaign to have me killed. 10 to 40 people per day whistling at me and all the other schizo tactics.
Right.
At 29, this goes 8 to 10 years. I put up a website. Mike Huntley goes, well, I have to defend myself, or not defend myself. I have to cover up
Right.
my lies about Kevin Perlman because I don't want to go to fucking jail for attempted murder or be sued civilly for damages of such statements in secret that Kevin's a pedophile and Kevin's into kiddie porn and Kevin's this and Kevin's that and Kevin tried to kill me and Kevin tried to choke me and Kevin's this and that. There is no behavior. It's his behavior.
Right. No, they're all.
And Kevin gets smart enough to figure out that he's being in between the hurricane of being hunted and killed by worldwide support, and I state, look what all these people are doing. You can't do that. You can't defend yourself.
That's
Okay,
insane.
now I get questions. Kevin, why didn't you go to the police? I did. I have a page dedicated, police refusing to help, with hundreds of police reports. I went in with hard drives of proof. I didn't want to go in instantly like a babbling idiot.
Oh yeah, because you wanted
Like,
them to listen.
If I walk into a police station and say 40 people per day are whistling at me everywhere I go in the world, and you're like, get out of here, you're a crazy man.
Right.
What do you think the motive is?
Right. That's
To make me look like a crazy man. What did my brother tell me at 14? He and his friends are going to put me in a mental institution.
Right.
That's how gang stalking works. We want to make you look crazy to eradicate you.
Right. That's to put you away.
And I'll just,
Yeah,
to be
that's
fair,
bullshit.
cause stalking, community harassment groups, it's not an official term. Okay, so.
Let's not act like children and make this guy look. What did you see the rest of that one? I don't get it.
I can't remember. There's a whole bunch. I mean, the blog's filled with shit. There's a
Garbage.
statement how I hate dogs. I'll probably go after dogs. So then everyone keeps coming out with like hundreds of dogs per hour. Then you have the dog attacker with the police trained canine. See how they stage these and set them up?
Right.
You don't even know what these people are talking about or where this information's even coming from. Someone's actually paying off like a creative writer to defame you.
That's
And it jumps from thing to thing on a daily basis for 47 years, 42 years. Okay, so
This guy, this guy, I want to see it. Like, I want to see like the rest of that because it's like, let's not make this guy look. I feel like he has like.
I can say it's actually on the front of my website. Unfortunately, I never had a chance to annotate each thing, which I want to do,
Yeah, well, it's a lot.
to explain each lie of theirs
But
or
this
how they're
guy,
trying to set me up.
He looks like. he
I
has your
have a
back.
Google blog from the Metro complex surrounding my place,
Yeah.
this long of lie after lie, how I broke onto their property, and then I have videos of the audio recordings of them saying, "Will you go on my property?" Because I want to check my security camera. Okay, well, if I have audio recordings of Metro people telling me that he wants to get me to jump the fence and go on his property, well, then his motive is clear, to set me up, to frame me, to eradicate me, and it makes all these statements falsified.
Right.
Okay? Hey, Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo, but I'm following around trying to bash his skull in with a crowbar.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay.
Well, you know,
Then it just.
maybe
yeah,
the
that's
problem
right.
is that you're trying to bash his skull in with a crowbar, and not that he's a violent paranoid, right? You
Right,
understand?
Exactly. And then this whole thing is like hard to fathom, to be honest with you.
But this is all based on proof and fact.
Oh, totally.
Everything they're saying is just fictional statements to the world in secret, propaganda.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Everything I have is proof and fact. It's all videoed, photoed. Well, you can't take pictures of people.
no,
Well, yeah, I
yeah.
can, and if they're hunting me down trying to kill me, I sure as shit can.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, this is just like, I can't even believe that.
Okay, so let's
This
do
is like insane.
It's insane, and I have a million related things. I can't keep up with the things because nobody thinks any of this is wrong.
It's beyond that.
Okay, so what else do I have? Okay, just a quick note. This is proof of therapy. Remember, they're trying to say that I'm trying to get out of all this,
Yeah.
right? That was the wording from some people. I can't remember who. You're a lawyer.
Really?
Well, he said that they think that you're trying to get out of this and that and that.
Get out of this. Get out of what?
His statement basically says, well, you're guilty and they want you to get therapy and you're crazy, or we think
And
you're going to
you're
get therapy,
trying not
so we want you to get out of it because they want to see if you're crazy, but they know I'm not crazy.
Right. Is that.
Brittany, you've met me and you talked to me. Do you think I'm crazy?
No.
I'm the same way with you as everyone I've ever known.
Right.
So if I'm like this to everyone I've ever known, they all say I'm crazy,
They're full of shit.
they're full of shit. Okay? And I come to the police station with these types of proof, but they don't care about the proof,
Right.
then they're full of shit.
Like,
If I go to the police station with like 7 tire slashings and they say it didn't happen,
that's bullshit.
and dog attacks on video and they say it didn't happen, and the video of this guy assaulting me, trying to threaten me to keep me quiet because I have proof,
Those are
and they
all-
won't look at it,
That's garbage.
then it's them, because all they have, because they have to pay off these people and falsify police reports that I committed crimes. Well, if they're falsifying police reports and committed crimes and they know I'm not crazy, and it shows that Dempsey's a liar and connected to Mike Huntley
Right.
on paper.
And yeah, the videos too, like how could you not look at those things? That's like solid evidence in your face. Attacked by a dog, threatened by these guys, like everything, and they won't even look at it.
Now, Brittany, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You've witnessed all this.
Yes.
I told Seymour that you've seen it and you know what's going on.
Right.
Right after that, at Prio Sabor, whatever, in Van Nuys, when Seymour wanted me to come down and scare me with the courts,
Yeah.
they went after you
Yeah.
to debunk you.
Right. Right after you told him that I've seen it all, and yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're a therapist
They're trying to like.
who has witnessed, they're saying she's not qualified to evaluate me, but she's witnessed endless proof on video and paper.
So they're trying to say I'm a phony, so nobody.
So now she's debunked, or not debunked, they're trying to debunk her and they're trying to file things with the psychology community. You don't need to be a psychologist in the psychology community to watch a video of someone being attacked or this and that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like that is literally like.
Correct.
Hello.
And so their argument is, because Kevin's crazy, we're allowed to torture him and kill him or do whatever.
That's bullshit.
Isn't that the argument?
It's completely.
Okay.
Yes,
So
it
5
is
years
not
old
that
comes
bad.
around. Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman and Anita Perlman go, we don't like our child. He's a violent paranoid schizo. He has no constitutional rights or protections. Anyone that wants to kill him, it's free game, like the movie The Purge. And that's it. And if Kevin goes to the police or says anyone, you don't come to us, you're a dead man, we're going to kill you. Period. Because of some label,
Right.
it doesn't mean anything. You might as well say that Jews need to die, and Jews have no constitutional protections, because Jews are bad people, and Jews are violent people, and it's okay to bash Jews' skulls in with crowbars because you're a Jew. Because the argument is crazy people need to die is the same argument as Jews need to die.
Right.
Okay.
No.
So
Unacceptable.
one
It's
more
not okay.
proof to show that I'm not trying to get out of
Oh,
anything.
different lady.
This is Jolene Jaffe or whatever. From
What's this
Lemonade Counseling, squeeze a lemon, or I don't know, turn your lemon into lemonade. Okay, so whatever.
If life gives you lemons, make. Oh,
yeah.
it says that on there.
Yeah.
If life gives you
Okay, now she was in the beginning working the stink angle too, though. Okay, so anyways,
So you had therapy with her too.
okay, so Brittany, am I trying to get out of anything?
No.
They want me to go to someone that they pay off to fuck me over.
Right.
Correct? I'm not allowed to make my own decisions like everything else. It's all controlled who you go to and talk to.
Right.
So that a friend of the judge or something can give me an eval. Well, that shows motive.
Right.
Okay.
You have evidence here of all these other therapy sessions too that they're trying to.
Yes, and the
discredit.
lawyers just discount it. Okay, so where are we? I don't know. 12:31. Okay. I sent this email came to me through therapist
that.
Christina Vescovo. Homeless man sues Los Angeles after finding out cops have been sharing his photo and personal problems
Yeah, 81.
on Facebook as the city tries to crack down on illegal encampments. Sean Dinsey, this is Sean Dinsey, another target of Sean Dinsey's, who
Dude
is
is
trying to
81 years
force into a mental institution, an 80-year-old into mental institutions because I think he sleeps in his van.
Yeah, he's not.
The Post also says a letter was submitted to the Department of Mental Health on homeless man's behalf. Have you seen this done with Vincey? Vincey, to get him additional funding to move him to a location.
Right.
So Dinsey, just like they're fabricating paperwork for me and Dinsey's endless falsified report spree. Okay? So Dinsey and Los Angeles are being sued for Dinsey hunting down and trying to exterminate. Dinsey taking the law in his own hands. Yeah, he is a police officer, but there's a certain set of procedures that he has to follow so he doesn't destroy and kill innocent people. Now, I have had multiple statements, one from your lawyer, the police can do whatever they want, and I have one from Seymour Amster, the police, if they don't like or trust you, can do whatever they want. No, the police cannot do whatever they want. We have a constitution that protects us from psychotic murderers with badges and things like that.
Right.
Okay, so when Mike Huntley's making these claims, these racial statements and this and that with Tom Farley and Paul Humphrey, they're saying I'm not allowed to have a counter argument in self-defense and I just need to be hunted and killed because they can do whatever they want shows that they're intentionally fabricating these racial statements with intent to kill.
Right. It's right.
Period.
Yeah.
It is a government-sanctioned hit to have someone killed.
Right.
Period. Since 5 years old. Psychology community labels, they hunt them down.
Right. So.
Okay, so I think there's a back page here.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah, okay, so this, what does that say?
Which, do you want me to start at the top? This or this?
This. Well, you can just quickly.
Okay, yeah. Slow Sean Dinsey. I am very close
Slow Sean Dinsey is his Facebook account.
Okay. I'm very close to getting the occupant of this encampment into housing. I just submitted a letter with the Department of Mental Health on behalf of Rex Schellenberg to get him additional funding to move him into a location. Please place a request through My LA 311 to help mitigate the problem. I need some more requests from the community to get our Hope unit and LAHSA out to make 3 contacts with the person before they can post it for cleanup. This process sounds a little ridiculous, but lawsuits by transients and civil rights groups has prevented us from immediately addressing this issue. What?
They're
I'm
postings.
confused even
These are
more.
just posts. Okay, so these are just postings off Sean Dinsey's Facebook account.
Right.
This one isn't even from me.
Uh-uh.
This is from this lawsuit against Sean Dinsey and City of Los Angeles, showing that there's more targets. And there are a lot more targets than just me and this other guy, Rex Schellenberg. These are just the ones that have caught him. Or now remember that Dinsey has his neighborhood watch murder groups. They're not neighborhood watch.
No.
And they have meetings every week, and they hunt down and try to exterminate people. So Dinsey throws makes up a lie about people he doesn't like, and he builds armies, hate armies, just like Adolf Hitler. Okay, this person has mental illness, so we need to rid them of the world.
And he doesn't even. So it's just like they're making up all this stuff.
It doesn't matter if they did,
Right.
but he's making them up to try to justify it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trying to make him look crazier.
Whether this guy's homeless or not. Okay, let me take this guy. Not my situation.
Illegal.
Correct. We don't like this guy because he sleeps out of his van or in a tent.
Even though he was parked illegally, he was doing nothing illegal and not
Okay,
bothering
so what?
anybody.
So you give him a parking ticket,
Correct. You don't.
and you got to pay. And if he keeps parking illegally, he keeps getting parking tickets, and he can't afford it.
Right.
Okay, but Dinsey's taking it to the Adolf Hitler level.
Right.
Okay, Dinsey's stating, well, this guy's an eyesore in our city.
Right.
And eyesores are not allowed to be on the street. So eyesores get
Not
put in
allowed.
cages.
It's bullshit. Yeah. It's like so
Well,
they just want them.
I mean, you got to take
Here.
that seriously. You can't just
Correct.
like, oh, well, that sucks for that guy. You got to take that seriously.
That's awful. It's like so they just like okay, so you take his van away or whatever, so you just want him to
Correct.
die.
Okay,
So-
now let's apply it to me. Kevin Perlman has mental illness, so he's not allowed in society, and he needs to be in a cage or mental institution.
Yeah, no.
Because his statements on his Facebook are that people with mental illness could go out and commit crimes or hurt someone.
So could people without mental illness.
Correct.
Doesn't matter.
Anyone can do that.
Correct.
It doesn't matter if you have. And truthfully, 90% of people with mental illness are harmless to begin
true.
with.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why not just say that Jews need to be put in cages?
Because that sounds.
It's the same thing.
That's why.
Okay, so that's Sean Dinsey. He's a Nazi. And all the people attacking me are all bald. I can't.
Oh, I remember.
I'm not going to say that they're skinheads, but I'm going to say that.
I've noticed.
Okay,
Is
so
there a restroom?
yeah,
Is it closed?
yeah, it's just right there. Okay, so we're gonna do the usual. Brittany.
I'll run.
Brittany, she's gonna run, and we'll pause this. Okay, so I wrote down some quick questions here as you're in the can. Okay. You're obligated. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No,
I'm not
okay.
putting Brittany on the spot. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Brittany and all other therapists are obligated not just to tell the police if someone's in danger from me, but to
Right.
tell the police
If you're in harm's
that I'm in harm's way. And I had a long conversation with Karen Eshigan,
Is she there?
the first one that fucked
Okay.
me over, and she wanted to talk to my lawyer wanted to talk to her directly, and then they threw me in jail. You know, all that shit, right? And she made lies. I see what's going on, and then her story changed. Well, I see what you're seeing,
Right.
fucking me over, right?
Trying to say she sees it, but it's
Yeah,
not
she
it.
wants to try to get the information to use against me, and
Right.
you can trust me. And I told her, look, you know, my life's in danger. You need to go to the police, this and that. No, we don't. No. If you're a danger to someone else, yourself or someone else, well, yeah, granted, but my life is of no importance. You don't care if someone wants me dead. You only care if it's the other way around. I mean, what kind of person are you?
Right. No, there's a...
Right? Even if they're not obligated, they're still morally obligated. Right?
Right.
It's like
no, there's a...
What was the statement from Officer Lee saying, we're not obligated to help you? And I had tons of LAPD people tell me.
Actually,
I said, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are. And my statement was, not to him, my taxpayer dollars pay you to protect me, and if he's at a crime scene and looks the other way, he's an accessory. Or there's a thing called gross negligence.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're walking down the street and you're a police officer and someone's bashing someone's skull in, you go, I don't feel like helping that guy because I don't like the guy.
Right.
Your job is to protect and serve, period. Not to discriminate and go, it's okay for that guy to be killed because I don't like him.
No.
Okay, so now let's do a theoretical. Let's say that they're not obligated by law, even though that's bullshit.
Yeah.
If they're in a courtroom with 12 jurors and the cop stands on the stand and go, well, I'm not obligated to help the guy. And yeah, I was at this crime scene where they were trying to kill him, but I'm not obligated to help him and I didn't feel like helping him. What do you think the jurors are going to say? Whether it's a piece of paper says
you're going to jail.
That you committed a law or not, they're going to say you're going to jail because you didn't care with your uniform that guy was being hunted and killed or whatever.
Right, you let him get killed.
Okay, do you understand why they don't want me in a courtroom? Okay, and them refusing to help me is a 42-year thing. So when mommy and daddy go to the police saying I think our son's going to be a murderer, and they go, we're not going to stop this right now.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. It's like
probably what would have happened to someone else is they would take the kid to a social worker and say,
what's going on?
They are fit to be parents.
Exactly. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. Right at that point, when the family walked up to the police and said, do all these things.
Correct. They'd be like, no, that's on you.
Yeah.
Crazy. Exactly. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I would. That's what I would be like. These people are like literally insane, and this child is safe. Like, get this kid out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
okay, so then I wrote, what did I write? Why are all my evaluations yes or no? Okay, all the people that I've seen, whether they're lawyers, whether they're psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, I have an evaluation for you within the first 5 minutes.
An evaluation like
Correct.
You?
You walked in, people are stalking me, you're crazy and delusional.
Okay.
But wait,
So
you don't want to see the proof?
Right.
You don't want to get to know me?
That's bullshit.
And it's the same thing with anything, relationships, friends.
Right.
The evaluation since 5 years old
it's been a pre-evaluation.
is correct. It's profiling. Like it says on my website, it's all flagging and profiling based on things that haven't happened.
Right.
And they're going to say it's going to happen.
Right.
Well, how do you know it's going to happen?
Like
because you're
what is that movie?
Keanu Reeves in Minority Report. That's how you know it's going to happen?
That's what it's called. Minority Report.
Right? So at 5 years old, Kevin's going to be a violent, paranoid schizo, and he's going to kill people. So now we have your constitutional rights taken away. You have worldwide kill operations because we've profiled and flagged this guy. Now you go to a therapist or you talk to a girl or a friend or people are stalking me. No, they're not. You're crazy, blah, blah. Well, don't you want to see the proof or evidence? I have video. No, I don't want to see the video because you're crazy. But I have proof of the crime. No, because you're crazy, so I'm not going to see the proof of the crime.
So we don't care.
Okay, bullshit. Right?
Exactly.
Nobody's going to say that. You have proof of a crime on video.
No.
But you're crazy, so I'm not going to look at it means you're avoiding the issue.
Totally.
Right?
100%.
Now, why are you avoiding the issue?
They don't
That's the
stop
question,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Because they're involved. They're aiding and abetting. They're an accessory too.
It's awful.
Oh, is it getting cut off? Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, don't worry, it's all conform. Okay, so a nice gentleman just notified us that we're getting
chopped up.
really, this isn't Hollywood here, so it doesn't matter, but good.
Stopped recording or something.
No. Okay, so. And then my final question on these new thoughts. What is the reason you think I have endless attacks? Okay, example, there's these things going on my entire life. Come 29, I'm starting to figure things out. All of a sudden, everyone worldwide goes just ballistic. I mean, they were already working on me my entire life on a more subtle level. But at 29, the first thing I remember noticing is 10 to 40 people per day worldwide walking by and whistling, trying to get reactions and this and that. What do you think the answer to that is?
Why?
Why? Example, let me just state that already here I've seen about 10 people with black pants and green shirts come up around this area after you were a little late, starting to ramp up. What do you think that's really about? Think about it.
Trying to make you like spaz out or something.
That's one of the reasons to set me up and eradicate me, but why? What do you think they're trying to stop me from doing?
Well, at this point, from exposing the truth, but prior to that, I don't know.
Okay, well here it is. People are coming after me and I have proof of such things. Now, if every day I met with 1,000 crimes that I have to tell you or the police or someone, how do I focus on the beginning, the base?
Right.
Okay, now this isn't the beginning. This is in 2010. But there's things in 2001. Mike Huntley, you're a dead man with the police. There's things in 97 with college professors. There's things in Calabasas High. There's things in A. Wright Middle School.
Right.
If I'm focused on the now, trying to swarm off a hurricane, I can't talk about this. Now the psychology community, or this, or the things, how this started. Now the things, the psychology community, or the card they're playing, is that you suffer from obsession because you're focusing on 40 years ago or whatever, and you're not outliving your life.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, well I can't live my life because they're trying to cover up
Right.
what they did
And
by
it's not stopping.
having a worldwide gang stalking operation,
And it's not stopping.
which opens up doors to why they're doing it.
Right.
Right? You see the catch-22?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So, but their reasoning is, if you're consumed, you're not going to focus on the things that matter.
Right.
And they're going to make you look crazy and obsessed and like a violent paranoid schizo.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
To me.
You can't, remember I told you, we never really talked about the details of Bailey Bernard or Terrence Scroggins. And remember I said, because that's just the same thing being done to me over and over.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, that's what you put on here.
I wanted to talk about all the crimes committed against me for the 14 years in my father's office, but they're deviating me with Bailey Bernard and Terrence Scroggins. But really I wanted to talk about Mike Huntley in 2001 and what he did to me in that office with Bob Sandler, having me come back from Colorado, being in the office and my father giving me a great deal in his office building to get me, reel me in, get me close. And I wanted to talk about that, but it's diverted into his office for 14 years.
Right.
And then you want to talk about all the college professors at University of Colorado, but you're diverted to talk about Mike Huntley.
So you can never focus on one
Correct.
thing.
So they just
happening.
keep sending the next murderer after
So
you.
you can't ever catch up on like talking about
Correct.
the story.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now these things start at
That's
5
all.
years old. I mean, A.E. Wright, 11th grade or 10th grade, Mr. Quigley was told to tell me to punch Paul Schaefer, which I said no. Why do you think they were doing it? Because they wanted to cover up their psychological crime spree. Does that make sense?
The focus would be on you. And you
Correct. And then Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo. Or they want to make their lies and labels look true
Right.
to cover up the original labels. Just like Mike Huntley's doing right here.
Right. No, that's.
Mike Huntley threatens my life. He threatens to have me killed in a non-direct method.
Watch out for
with
this
Bob
guy.
Sandler and a guy called HTML Bomb. All sorts of things were going on. Mike Huntley, Tim Thompson had built a private investigator system to unite all private investigators on the web that they were using to hunt me and have me killed. Things like this, right? Oh yeah, I could go in. So now, and Tim Thompson goes a lot deeper, relating to Steve McPike from University of Colorado. Well, what's Tim Thompson from Colorado doing here?
Pool guy?
What? He was a pool player guy, yeah. He actually moved out here, working with
Yeah.
Steve McPike in the FBI or whatever, NSA, to exterminate me.
Didn't he want to, or say he wanted to start a company with you or something?
It's
Or
long
was
and
that
complex.
someone
We can get into
else?
another.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure I knew the right person.
Steve McPike was a pool player I knew when I went to University of Colorado. I come back here, start a company with Mike Huntley. Steve McPike comes out, just magically want to be a really good, nice guy and help me for no reason. I didn't call him up for help. He called me up saying, Kevin, you got to learn this new ASP programming, Microsoft ASP programming. This was about 98. He flies out here, I think on his own dime, really wants to show me this. We go out, we have some fun, we play some pool. He shows me Microsoft ASP. Tim Thompson's at Yankee Doodles. Tim, is that you? What are you doing here? Oh my God, you moved to California? Okay, do you see this setup?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time where you
now,
like that's a
correct. Now me and Tim have common interests because Tim does IT, he does web development and PHP, I do Microsoft. We have common interests, we have common goals.
Correct.
So you're gonna relate, we like to play pool, you're gonna relate because we're like-minded. Let's make money, let's do all these things. He's the one that introduced me to Traciana Cove trying to frame me. The hustler girl that was trying to frame me with Gene Simmons. And then at the end, Tim Thompson, let's do adult websites, which I was already doing. And he got mad. Well, you did adult websites, didn't you? Like, I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Like, didn't you want me to? With
yeah. Okay. So, and remember when he said it, he never actually took part.
Right.
He kept stalling. Did you see that?
Yeah. Set up.
Okay. So, and then it's I'm a bad seed, or I'm an out of control monster. I'm a bad seed, and don't associate with those types of people with the labels. Listen, I'm not going to say that some of those people aren't really shady and do fucked up things, but I'm not going to label everyone and group them together like that. Okay? The point is that they had an agenda for my extermination. Right? Okay, so...
It's like unfathomable that all these people would do that. You know? People
it's crazy from one person to the
anything
next,
wrong.
and no one thinks that it's wrong. I mean, if I was sitting here and someone said, hey, I'm going to have this person do this to Brittany, I'd be like, I'm calling the fucking police. You're a fucking psycho.
Exactly.
Right?
Like, same, exactly. Like, how could you not do that?
Yeah, and that's the question, because we're not talking one crazy person here, we're talking a planet. And they have these lame excuses like, well, you associate with shady people, so I'm not going to help you. Doesn't make any sense. I mean,
at some point, almost everybody in their life is associated with something.
correct. And they play the guilt by association card. So let's say I go into a coffee shop and someone sits down next to me and they have some story about how they are for jihad or this and that.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, I'm not judging you. I don't really believe in that. But I'm not saying you're not, you don't practice it, but you believe it. I'm not making any judgment. Then they go, well, because Kevin talked to this person, I'm not friends with him. Right. Not that that really matters either. But I'm not friends. I had one conversation for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I'm labeled as a terrorist or something like that. And it goes worldwide. And they do these lame stage jobs like that.
That's terrible. But then, okay, so the person that you're talking to about this, because they're labeling you as like associated with terror, whatever.
Correct.
What about the person that is?
Correct. No, they're not concerned with the guy that actually believes in jihad or whatever. They're concerned with Kevin because he talked to the guy. But then you have to say, well, how I know what's going to come out of his mouth? Like I'm psychic.
Right, you're not.
Okay? If that's how life worked, remember my father says I don't know how the world works.
Right.
If that's how the world worked, everyone would be dead. We would all be extinct. Because you don't know what's going to come out of someone's mouth or who they are. You have to meet them first.
Exactly. So this guy though, okay, so if he is whatever, then they're judging him too, and he's not pissed. Was it really set up? Did they like tell him to go there and talk to you about these certain things or what?
Wait, say that again?
I'm sorry, I know that was confusing. Okay, so the guy that you talked to, that they're judging you based on his beliefs, right? Essentially, like you associate with this.
This is, first of all, when you say guy, apply that to person after person.
The guy you were just
but the specific guy, this guy was at the Starbucks down here.
Yeah.
And I've already had multiple no worry tactics from that Starbucks from the girl that's not giving us our food. Shit. Victory and Canoga Starbucks where they had black people follow me home while I was on a bicycle egging me. And black people come in and black people from the Metro complex attacking me because I'm a violent paranoid schizo. That's why they're doing it, right? Yeah, sure, okay.
So the guy that you're talking to though, Okay, so I would think that he would be upset by the fact that they're placing that label on him in the first place.
But that's the point. They're not placing the label on him. They're only placing the label on me.
But yeah, from the label of he's a shady person or whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just
Thank you. To you. I'm just
no.
asking
Yeah,
if
you know, that label would be more for someone that believes it. In reality, the way the world works is, if you're a white supremacist or believe in jihad and you state it, then people sort of back off, but they don't try to kill you or anything.
Correct.
Now, if you're a practicing, like if you were to meet, listen, when I was in jail, I met several Aryan Brotherhood and racist types of people, and people weren't trying to kill each other, although sometimes they do and it's on camera, but you're talking about the more aggressive crowd.
Yeah.
My point is, let's say, and I've seen them on the news talking too, and nobody's trying to, you have someone that believes in jihad or something, but they're passive.
Yeah.
Everyone normally says, well, you have your freedoms to believe in what you want, that's what the Constitution is about, but just don't go and do fucking something.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have the freedom to hate everyone and be a white supremacist,
But don't
act on it. Now, people are still gonna distance themselves.
Yeah.
Because I personally don't want to hang out
Correct. Me.
with the hate personality.
absolutely not.
I don't want to be around that. And people are going to make judgments to some extent,
Oh yeah.
but they're not going to hunt you down and
that
kill you
extent.
over it.
Right.
Unless you're hanging out with a guy that's running around blowing people's brains out, or you're taking part. You don't understand what I'm saying?
Unless they're dinging.
So if I walk into a coffee shop, 5 minutes, have some random jihad conversation with someone that says he believes in jihad or whatever, and I leave and go on my merry way, oh, well, Kevin associated with this person, he's a dead man. And he's a terrorist. Well, that doesn't make sense. And it goes worldwide instantly.
No.
Now, the only way that's going to happen is if you're like fucking the president of the United States, who has his finger around the nuclear missile button, right? I mean, other than that, people aren't going to be like, this guy needs to be stopped because he talked to that guy and he didn't even know what that guy was going to say, right?
I guess my question was that person told to be there and talk to you about
Oh,
this
of course.
thing? Okay.
You know how many times this has happened to me? I mean, like thousands. I had guys come in pretending to be drug dealers and they like sell dirt weed, and I'm like, he's like, look, I got this from this guy and it's this and that, and it's like, I'm like, well, why are people
like
gonna buy?
oregano.
This was at the Coffee Bean down in Ventura. You were there once, Ventura and Gateway Plaza, Topanga, where they're working on me. And these were police operations. They send this guy in to kind of befriend me on his little scooter, and he wouldn't stop talking to me, and he sits by me, and he won't leave me alone, and he keeps hinting about Kelly Hatch, trying to get false confessions.
Do you have a straw, sir? Thank you. Sorry.
And he keeps talking about drugs and selling cheap crap, not real drugs, not like meth or anything.
Yeah,
like
weed.
Like this guy's like Joe Amateur. I mean, you know, there's just shit that the cops probably laugh at these days. They're like, ha, he thinks he's a drug dealer, right?
Right. He's selling like a red.
Okay, he's like scraping all this shit and getting this shit. I said, why are people gonna buy your shit when they can just go to the dispensary and get it legally?
Good point. Exactly.
Right? I mean, we're talking quality controlled growth. We're talking better strains. You know where it's coming from, and it's legal.
Right.
So why are they gonna buy your shit?
They wouldn't.
Right?
Right. Unless.
And you knew he was fake, and he played this games trying to make me one of his minions and shit.
Really?
Yeah, well, I need people to help. I'm not
Thank you.
interested in your shit. But that's not what they're doing. What they're doing is trying to reinforce. Roddy Morales told to try to plant a trash bag full of marijuana in my house in 2001. And the cops running around saying he's a drug dealer, even though everyone knows I'm not. But yet, if the drug dealer actually goes to Starbucks or Coffee Bean, they don't give a shit, right? Nor would they even know or care, because they'd be like, I just serve coffee and talk to my friends.
Exactly.
So there's this obsession with Kevin Perlman. I got to get whatever dirt I can use against him, rid him in the world, with worldwide support, billions of government dollars, and custom computer system built around Kevin to kill him, which actually starts at 5 years old, through word of mouth, government operations, from college to college, to city to city.
Fucking terrible.
Okay, well, it's good. Okay,
You want one of these? They're pretty good too.
this, sure. And you can have whatever.
Thank you.
Dip
You
in.
gotta dip it in that though.
This is the you dip, we dip or something hummus. Okay, this was sent to me.
Thank you. Oh,
This link by Christina Vescovo, if you want to read it.
wait, this
Yeah.
or that? Okay.
No. Well, you're gonna. It's coming from Creep. It's a Reddit entry from Creepy Encounters.
My mother and I were looking for Denny's while we drove on the highway near Woodland Hills, but we arrived at IHOP out of confusion of which diner was where. So here we are having breakfast for dinner, and my mother got egg whites and toast. I got sunny side eggs with hash, bacon, and pancakes, but that's not why you were reading. My mother and I were talking about stalkers as a man with a white tee, cargo shorts, and sandals comes in getting food to go. As his food is getting ready, he comes to everyone's table passing out cards with this link on it. This link is a blog in which he states he had, for the past 30 years, targeted by the government at school and everywhere else. My mom and I find this intriguing because at school for the past few years, teachers seem to have, something out for me. I know what you were thinking. Oh, some preteen kid always thinks teachers are out for them. But this is not the case. But we get this card, read the blog, and get into the car. We see the guy in the car with his camera pointed at us through the window of his, which is covered with his website name. We see the flash as the photo of us in the car has been taken.
Hey, wait, time out. Do you see a flash on these cameras? Cameras don't have flashes.
I have, literally.
Cameras don't have flashes unless you buy an external flash mount. I don't have. I don't do flash photography for artistic reasons, but whatever. So already there's a inconsistency in it.
Freaked out, my mother and I researched this man, and it comes out with people claiming that he took pictures of them. Very confused and weirded out, we go to the police station to file a report on him, as he did not break a law because he and us were on private or public property. What the hell?
Okay, yeah, well, see, it says something like it's not on public property. That doesn't make sense.
He and us were on public.
Okay, it doesn't matter if I'm on public or private property, I can hand you a fucking card. It doesn't matter if I'm on public or private property, I can take your picture. Now, we can talk about what's rude and what's not rude.
Right.
I can't really remember that incident because I'm attacked at every restaurant or place I go, as you've seen tons of green and blacks come in here. And usually there's verbal harassments, like the lady who takes the orders here keeps saying no worries, which formulated after me saying no worries to a Starbucks employee as if I committed some crime by saying no worries. Now everyone in the world is told to mimic no worries, just like the Aubrey Fisher foot tap tactic. What do you think happened if I was even at that restaurant? Who knows? But what do you think would your perception of what would have happened in that situation from witnessing and knowing me?
Sorry.
That's okay.
You mean what was being done to you, or what you would have done?
You weren't there, but what's your perception of what happened? You've witnessed at this place alone right now the situation and everywhere else we've been. What do you think happened?
You probably walked in to get your food, not like doing anything wrong to anybody, and somebody probably whistled or like saw his patterns or even been parking lot before.
Or half the place.
Correct.
Okay.
But as it starts.
So almost every person I'm in contact with.
Yeah, and in the parking lot probably too. Even before you went in, you probably either like honking or beeping twice, or like patterns of cars twice, backwards, whatever.
Correct.
Even before you walk in.
Correct. So pairs of twos backwards and all the other car patterns, maybe two white Civics together, things like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do you think? Finish it up. What do you think happened? I walked in.
Get your
I'm being
food.
provoked, correct? With strategic passive-aggressive tactics.
And then you probably got your food, and they said something like, "All right, man," or like "Bye-bye," or
correct,
whatever, or whistling.
Correct.
I don't know. And then do you walk to like? I've never seen you walk to individual tables and like pass out cards like that. So.
I do. If it gets really bad, I do. It
Okay.
starts off. I guess I haven't passed out any cards today.
No.
Now, if I see 10 green and blacks come in, I might sit here for a while and go, I'm going to try to ignore it. And then 15 yellow and blacks come in, Well, I'm still sort of trying to ignore it. And then the girl keeps saying no worries to me. And then let's say this guy starts doing like the man tactic. And then that person starts walking by whistling like 10 of those.
Right.
What would you do in that situation?
Defend myself. And that's.
And
what
how would you
do.
defend yourself? What are your, let's rephrase that. Let's rephrase that. I don't want to say how, what are your options other than ignoring the impossible?
Well, you can punch him in the face, but that would
Okay, you can punch them in the face.
But what you do
Isn't that what they want?
Yeah.
And I haven't, correct?
No, never.
Okay.
You know, though.
So they haven't gotten what they wanted.
No.
Okay, well, what else would you do? I mean, you got to do something, right? Or you'll kill
Right,
yourself.
I would either like, well, honestly, I know like you passing out business cards. That's literally the only thing you can
Okay,
do.
so wouldn't you want to notify
Police.
everyone?
Would.
The police, everyone.
I guess I'm thinking.
These are worldwide kill groups. The
No, I
police, the people around you who have been given the lies
I'd be like, what-
worldwide.
Yeah. And
Don't
so-
you have a right to tell your story?
Yes.
But they tell me I don't have a right.
I know.
They tell me I'm not allowed to tell my side of the story. That's a crime. You can't do things like that.
I know. That's why I was thinking about it from like, if I was like in your situation or whatever. Because the only thing you can literally do to defend yourself is to hand out cards, which is it's fine. It's not, you're not hurting anybody. You're not doing
Correct.
anything. But you're like, here's the truth. Like, check it out.
Now you can take medication though, right?
Yeah. Okay. But you've been there, done that. That doesn't
Correct.
fucking do anything.
Well,
That's
you
not the
haven't been
issue.
there, done that. What do you think would happen? I mean, you know
Nothing.
people take.
Because the situation that you're in, it can be fixed with.
Because it's not mental illness, right?
Right.
And that's why it's on the court stand. There is no medication for anti-be-killed medication.
No, and the fact is, like, I was thinking like that they would stop like attacking you and stuff if you did take the medication.
That's what I thought.
But they didn't.
They would.
No. So it got worse, you said too, right?
It just. I don't want to say it got worse. It's exponentially been growing since 5 years old. Larger and larger groups. We're gonna hunt down and kill Kevin. And if we even perceive there's a reaction, we're gonna get larger and larger groups to hunt down and kill Kevin until we can get a big enough reaction to lock him away in jail cells and mental institutions. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
5 years old. Family throws on this violent paranoid schizo for no reason, or because I ran in the house after throwing mud on a car. Still no real reason.
Ridiculous, yeah.
You might as well say you farted wrong in the den. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's it. We're gonna fucking off you.
Doesn't
You're
make
a
sense.
possible threat to society and a enemy of the state. Does that make any sense?
No.
If that's how things worked, everyone would be extinct. We'd all be extinct. My kid went to high school and he actually did punch a kid. You know how many kids in middle school I can remember fighting,
Who
punching in
have?
the sandbox and shit?
Everybody
Nobody
has
cares
a-
about that. Like, good for you. You're a man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Ridiculous.
And then my mom has this weird thing, like she's trying to make me a man or something. You know, like,
Weird.
what do you, this is way over the fucking top.
Right.
Okay? And to sit there and tell me that it's okay to do these things and then throw me in jail over and over when I didn't do the thing makes a
So-
statement that you just want me dead and gone, even if I'm a good person, right?
Right.
Okay, so,
Which I can't understand that.
okay, so let's see if the screen name is on here. I don't know which one I printed. Yeah.
Is it?
Okay. We're talking about credibility and we're talking about people going to the police, filing reports. Can you read the screen name here? Come on, say the.
You cunt lick bitch. Cunt lick bitch.
Jeez, I can't read this.
It says you cunt lick bitch. That's what it says.
Yeah, something like cunt bow lick bitch or something. Okay, so by the way, they stopped the blog right here. They shut down the blog right here. Cunt, what is it? Cunt bow bitch lick or something is saying that I'm creepy
Right.
because I passed out some cards. Are you telling me that people don't
crazy.
pass out cards? And then I videoed all the mental illness tactics in the parking lot, which she makes up a lie that I flash photographied her and harassed
Right.
her.
Which no. I've never,
Okay?
No.
So what really happened, if that even happened in that restaurant, because I deal with so many places, almost
Right.
every place it's the same situation worldwide. I walk in, I'm brutally mobbed with passive aggressive psychological warfare, strategic tactics. Oh, no worries, no worries, man, no worries, perfect, no worries, and they try to make it look like I'm too sensitive. Like you saw the police report about, oh, well, I said man to Kevin and he flipped out type of thing.
Right.
Bullshit. I have narrated video saying what's going to happen before it happens.
Right.
Okay? And I think I pick up the camera, I say, see, once again, the man tactic. Okay, so,
They were paying really close attention to your outfit, apparently.
my what?
Which is
my
weird.
outfit?
I'm just thinking about
Yeah, that
this
is a
whole
little
thing.
weird.
He
Although,
was
please
wearing
ask those
cargo-
questions,
cargo
but...
shorts and flip-flops and
Okay,
a
so...
different shirt, and I'm like, how do you bring... Those are a lot of detail.
I don't know. Well, because when someone has it out for you, they're going to be trying to
Right.
collect all that
That's
shit.
What I'm saying.
Okay,
A white team.
so the point is, that whatever, combo leg bitch here, who is not only lying, making up half-truths, remember we were talking about the half-truths, she's ignoring the entire problem
Right.
and trying to get dirt on me to set me up. Say Kevin's a crazy paranoid schizo and a creepy blah blah.
No, it's bullshit.
Which all probably links to the movie Creep Show and Christy Reynolds and my family's freaky tactics with that. Okay, so the point is, every person in this fucking room right now knows me. So if 15 people provoke me right now and I react, they're all gonna say Kevin's crazy and look what he did. Okay, how do you explain that? Not one will say, this is wrong. I'm gonna go to the news, I'm gonna go to the police, I'm gonna call lawyers, I'm gonna give Kevin a card from my lawyer.
Like, what the hell?
Walk up, so they don't fuck with that guy. We know what you're doing.
Right.
Not one worldwide will do that. Kevin's gotta be Superman and fight them all off. Or
But
go
you can't
to.
defend yourself.
But what happens when that happens? You go to jail or get locked away.
See, he's crazy.
And my family's like egging it on, like we want you to be Mr. Tough Guy. Well, it doesn't matter how tough you are, you're gonna be locked away.
Right. Exactly.
But they said I'm brilliant and they want me to do great things. So I'm confused. Right?
I'm sorry. I had to let her know.
Oh, that's okay. So how am I gonna be brilliant and do great
But they're
things?
not giving you the opportunity to do it.
No, because it's a full extermination operation. And then it's about locking me in a room to become brilliant. But I'm not allowed to have any aspect of life.
Right. You can't enjoy
Like kind of
it.
like the movie Why Him, where they say up until 13 he was locked in his room and he became a programming genius or something. So what? They're gonna carry me for the rest of my life and say you're not allowed to have friends, relationships, except for who we give you, and we're gonna make you brilliant. Well, it's not. It doesn't work that way.
No. No, not at all.
So they're fucking insane, right?
Correct.
No matter how you.
How you crack it or whatever. Look at it. It makes no sense at all. Okay.
Okay, so you okay? Or?
Yeah, a few minutes.
Okay. Oh, I thought you had till 2.
No, I have to be back.
Oh shit. Okay, well let's do a quick high-speed last questions.
Okay. This is a
I could probably should have more things like that. Okay, what could I possibly benefit from being thrown in jail or mental institutions?
Nothing.
My mother says she just wants me to have a normal life.
But okay, how? Like you have to be allowed to live.
Correct. She's trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. She's trying to get convictions on my record. She's telling everyone not to talk to me, or telling these people to tell everyone not to talk to me. They don't want me talking, dating, having friends, fucking, whatever.
Anything.
How can Kevin move forward, and why can't I ever move forward? Is it me, or is it my family and government telling me I can't?
Right.
I mean, is this about me and
No.
PTSD, no defense to you, and not being able to focus?
So
And
here's the thing, like you would love to be able to just right? If you could, you would be doing it to the fullest, but you can't because you're prevented from being able to live.
correct, I'm
your
always
life.
sabotaged, right?
Right.
And even now, I'm having therapy questions, digging for not from you, digging about whether I'm focusing on bettering my, like doing something with my life, or there are hints about being obsessed, but that's not what they say.
Really?
Like, so what are you doing now to better your life? But
Yeah.
really what they're asking is, are you obsessed with the past?
Oh.
Okay,
Have you? Oh,
since I've only been out of jail for 1 month, I've already made 3 t-shirts and have a 4th, and I'm selling 3 of them already.
the third one.
I'm not gonna say that that's gonna buy me a house in Malibu, but it shows
That you're doing.
that even under the extreme worldwide kill operation conditions,
You're doing
I'm still
things.
the same me I've always been, the passionate, driven, focused person, while people keep throwing hurricanes at me to have me
Even
killed.
under this amount of duress, like you're still doing things.
Yeah.
What's the third one? Have I seen it?
You'll see
show me?
next week or
Okay.
whatever. I'm gonna surprise you. I finished it last night. Okay, how can Kevin move forward? So bottom line, as a psychological evaluation, it's not me.
Correct.
The problem is external, and the problem is based on hate and rage.
And it's awful, Kevin. It's like, why? I can't imagine.
Well,
ever
I
doing
can't
that.
tell you why, but I can tell you they're cover-ups or lame excuses like,
Correct.
oh, well, Kevin's stalking women, so we're doing it to him. That's
fucking
the...
ridiculous.
Okay, someone
Such a
comes in my
lie.
life, they try to make it look like I'm stalking them.
Yeah.
And they go, look what Kevin did, we have to karma him to death with worldwide support.
But
That's not what's really going on. What's really going on is I want to befriend Kevin to cry wolf to get the world to kill Kevin. And it's not one person, it's literally thousands. Every person I've ever had contact with since a young child
that's so
has
sad.
been told in a systematic, strategic method to do it. Period. Okay. Did I ever show you the audio recording of Terrence Scroggins stating audio recording that the police and lawyers don't care about? That's the man I want to kill.
I don't think so.
I have it? I'll send you that to you.
Okay.
Okay. Terrence Scroggins states he wants to kill me. I didn't
that's
say I want to
not-
kill Terrence Scroggins. I said leave me the fuck alone. Get the fuck away from me.
And that's not.
But they fall. But Dincy, who's famous for writing whatever he wants in police reports.
Right.
Now, by the way, there's some. This just reminded me. There is an incident in a sociology class in 10th grade where my mother takes away the paper I'm writing and tries to make me look like a plagiarist. I don't know why.
Weird.
And I think she was like jealous of my writing skills, even though I don't think I'm that great of a writer. But there's been all sorts of things with Darren Moselle and writing in them. And
Really?
okay, so I'm not getting into that here, but I'm just stating that maybe what my family's doing is my mom, once again, with her frame jobs. Not that I once again, I can't understand how that's the same thing as, let's say I did plagiarize a paper, even though I didn't, but my mom sort of tried to rewrite it and fuck me over. But let's say I did, would that warrant police officers following you around,
No.
trying to set you up and write false police
They'd be
reports?
following around like 90% of the kids who
Correct.
ever-
I mean, you're taking one thing and you're making it something completely different.
Right.
Even though I'm, once again, being set up and framed back then. Okay, so,
Yeah.
why is the psychology community so mad at me that they are hunting me to have me killed since a young age?
I don't know.
What do you think? What are your thoughts about that? I mean,
Thank you.
I guess let me rephrase the question. Every person
Can
in
I
the
give it to you
psychology,
now?
every person in the psychology community I meet is in an anger and rage. I mean, is there any notion, any just random thoughts like why it could be based on everything you've heard? I mean, I don't go around saying I want therapy and sit there and fuck with them like.
No.
You ever seen the movie like Good Will Hunting?
Mm-hmm.
Not that he wanted to go to therapist, but remember I was fucking with them all?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's not what
I
you're
wasn't
doing.
randomly like calling up therapists. I want to help and start doing this or
No,
anything.
like, oh, this will be fun.
As a matter of fact, I can recall my mother, with her obsession and neurotic behaviors, wanting me to go from therapist after therapist. Me going, Mom, stop! I'm sick of this shit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No. Yes. It is. Yes, I was the same way. Like if you're forced to go, or
Yeah.
somebody's
Like,
go,
why
go,
do you
go,
keep
go, go.
microanalyzing and overanalyzing me, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, how does that equate? Oh, Kevin's angry, so now he's getting revenge. I mean, come on, let's be realistic here, right? But you don't have any thoughts about that? I mean, don't you think it's strange if,
Yeah.
if I call up any psychologist, they're angry and go bye-bye, and even before I knew this was happening at 29, it was going on like, hey, Kevin, come in my office, I want to kill you.
But that does not make any sense to me. It really
Correct.
doesn't. And so it's like, no. Like,
Just notice the green and black with Kim.
mhm.
And notice how she's also black,
Mhm.
trying to... Kevin's a white supremacist, cover-ups
Thank you.
for what they're involved
Thank
in,
you.
right?
Right.
Okay, and the camo tactic too. Okay, so so you no thoughts about that because it doesn't make sense to
It doesn't
me.
make sense to me because like I'm in this field to help and understand. I'm not here to make judgments. And
Sure, instantly the first 10 seconds is like hate and rage, and you're a dead man.
I don't like. Why are you? That's not what we're supposed to.
And they're hinting about things like hearsay, like, well, my mom says I did this in college here, or that, or you're harassing waitresses, of things that aren't
Relevant?
well. One, they're not relevant, but they're not true either.
They're lies.
But let's not take it about relevant or truth. How do they have the information, and why are they leveraging their decisions off the information instead of saying, "You're in my office, I want to hear what you have to say."
Exactly.
Even let's do a theoretical. Let's say you go into an office of a therapist. They've been told all these things about you.
I'm not talking.
Wouldn't you still want to hear the second side of the story instead of saying you're crazy and we're going to put you in a mental institution?
100,000%.
Okay, so it does make sense on any level, right?
Not at all. That's
Okay,
like
so
not what-
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
isn't
good one.
that the reaction of someone that's involved in a crime?
Yes. because
Correct.
Then you have these prejudgments
The behavior.
about people. Yeah, it's
Correct.
ridiculous.
But it's not just a prejudgment. There's motive behind it.
I know. I'm
It's
just
it's
saying,
we
like,
can't let this guy talk. Now,
Yeah.
Natalie Craw out here says, I need to take meds or I'll destroy my life. Don't you think that after what you've seen that's like a death threat? Or
Right. And it's like.
why will I destroy my life? You don't even know me.
Right.
You've had 5 sessions with me, and while some of my things might sound a little crazy, but you're just going to jump
You're
to...
not taking the time to like,
Yeah.
understand completely,
Yeah.
or know you, or hear from you, and like, what
Right.
you're going through. There's a take
Yeah, so that's motive, correct?
Right.
It's they have something to hide from that behavior. Okay, so last question. Why is the psychology community so mad at me that they are hunting me to have me killed since a young age? Well, what is my family and police
Problem.
family and
And they're what is?
I don't
the
know what the
problem?
hell is it. What is my family and police's problem with 13? Okay, there's a whole subset of their idea of reference schizo tactics about 13s. Them moving me into the courtroom 113 with Eric Harmon, Constant, I can't remember all the other 13
It's
hints.
another number.
There's also 3s. There's also me on
Threes,
Sunny
twos.
Skies Day Camp on Triumpho Canyon, where I kissed the black girl, where they say I'm a white supremacist for kissing a black girl,
Which makes no
the
sense.
same age as me. The thing with Kevin becoming a man, you need to become a man. You need to, right?
Right.
The man tactic as well. Man. The repetition. There's a whole bunch of things. There's references from the movie Lebowski with all those references directed from my life or whatever, and he says sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you, whatever.
I need to rewatch that. Yeah.
With a cowboy dude, whatever. There's no relevance. It's just a fucking hat.
Exactly.
And they work on the hat angles. I'm schizo and crazy, and because I wear this hat. Okay, so and I just put bar mitzvah, and other random schizo reference messages that don't make sense. Okay, so I'm putting you in a courtroom with the bar association. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Also hinting about bar mitzvahs. What's your problem with bars? Should I eat more candy bars? I don't know what you're fucking... Right? So
Try to, yeah.
I think what they're trying to do is just make me look crazy or break my brain, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
Which is garbage.
all I have, and
Okay.
Brittany's...
I'm sorry. I have to
Okay,
go.
so
Um,
any last thoughts on all this? I know it's overwhelming,
horrifying.
especially today's dialogue.
no, it's
It's
just
overwhelming.
it's
I mean, what are your thoughts on let's
think it's-
go to the base here. Let's not talk about all the craziness.
It's-
As far as Mike Huntley and what's going on, let's talk about.
that's
Okay, Mike
disturbing.
Huntley has thrown a
planting these
worldwide
lies and
schizo, worldwide analysis, and I'm a danger to him in society.
Right. He's putting his totally,
He has gone to therapists on my behalf
which is
with
totally
hearsay,
unethical
making up his
and
lies and
unfair,
bullshit.
and putting that out there as truth, and then it's like no, like you're trying to ruin your reputation
Yeah.
and how people look at you and all this shit, and it's not true. It's based on nothing.
Sure. And just for the people's understanding, these worldwide mobbings, were going on before Mike Huntley's statements at 29.
Right.
They were actually going on since 5 years old, but at 29, these statements from him and my website went up 10 years after noticing at 29 the worldwide gang stalking. Worldwide gang stalking at 29, his comments 10 years later, and my website coming up 10 years later.
Yeah. And then he does that.
Meaning that Kevin didn't just flip out 10 years later.
Right.
It'd been going on since his death threats. I'm using the system against you with the police, and pretty much you're a dead man, whatever.
Right. I still can't get over the fact that was 10 years later and he's still like that obsessed.
Well, I mean, think about it.
to
This guy is involved in a worldwide murder operation.
Yeah.
Linking back to my brother, we're going to put you in a mental institution. Me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution. He was originally my brother's friend. He was sent into my life at 14 for reasons I don't know, probably working with the NSA. He introduces me to Melody the stripper, where my family go, our Kevin's the bad seed and he needs to be rid of the world.
Because he interacted with strippers.
Because they interacted with a stripper. He's sort of trying to push me down the wrong road, but he knows I like the road.
Right.
But I'm avoiding all the obstacles.
Yeah.
But they want to punish me for a lifestyle or decision that isn't criminal, it's not illegal.
Not at all.
My family just don't approve of it.
But they like
So
push
my
you
punishment
into that
is to be hunted, tortured, and killed and eradicated.
Right. When you were pushed down that path anyway, or encouraged by people.
Well,
by
I was
companies.
encouraged after.
Oh, okay.
Listen, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like what I like.
Right. No, there's no
I'm
problem
totally
with that.
open-minded. I have no problem with people who are swingers, porn stars, strippers. I have a problem with criminals.
Right.
I don't like to hang out around drug dealers or situations that get me into trouble. Sometimes the gray area emerges,
Sure.
but that's everywhere in life.
It's human.
The point is that while I'm being open-minded, they're closed-minded and on this crazy tirade. But the people that are actually, like if I were to take a porn, did someone whistle or not?
They did, I just heard
that guy
that.
just walked by and whistled,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so if I were to select a porn star, it's very rare that they keep going into jail and they're
Yeah.
involved in illegal operations. I'm not saying all of them are good people or whatever. What I'm saying is most of them actually are very professional.
Right.
It's just a legal form of sex work
Correct.
that some people might not understand.
Right.
Right? Do you understand the
Judge or
difference
whatever.
between...
Yeah, totally.
Now, just before I know you have to go,
Sorry.
I never did anything illegal with Rhodey.
No.
And I met Rhodey. He was my gym manager. I didn't meet him in a drug dealer.
No.
He switched his personality, just like Jen has, just like Julia Sophia Reynoso, just like so many others, to
Right.
cater towards the image they want the world to see me as.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He went from kind of a gym manager to trying to plant at the very end a trash bag full of marijuana on me and going, Rhodey, I can't, if you're in anything illegal or whatever, I don't want to be around this.
Yeah.
But do you see how his personality changed from
Yeah,
one thing to the
shifted,
next?
For sure.
For guilt by association.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
she's got to go,
absolutely.
obviously.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
And till next time.